Hey everybody, this is Franck Carducci here, and we're in Paris tonight at Bus Palladium, the place where Serge Gainsbourg and David Bowie and Mick Jagger and everybody went and played and had fun. So we're having a gig tonight and a very, very special interview for Morow. So what happens was it was getting more and more difficult to tour with the Franck Carducci band because the band was getting bigger and bigger, but there was not that much availability from the musicians to go on tour, especially when we had to go for a long time and far, far, far away. So what happened is that the band told me that they still wanted to play, but only a few gigs, a few big gigs, not too far away, because they didn't want to leave for a week or 10 days or 2 weeks. And that's why I put up the Fantastic Squad, which is a smaller band, but it's also more flexible, more adaptable, and more available to go far away and to go away for quite a long time. Like next time we're going to England, we're going there for 2 weeks.
Okay, so they're still Franck Carducci band, or they're out forever?
I don't know that. I would say that the Franck Carducci band is actually sleeping at the moment. At the beginning, I thought I would be able to manage both, but what happens is that then you put your energy in one of the band, and then the band goes like this, and then you stop putting energy in the other band, and then the other, and then things stop. And then so I was waiting for a few dates, a few big gigs that we had planned with the Franck Carducci band, and this didn't happen because there was no availability. And then at some point, I put all my energy on the squad, and so the squad is going up at the moment. And I would say, yeah, the Franck Carducci band is sleeping, but who knows what's going to happen. I'm not closing any doors, so maybe we could do a big festival someday or something. That would require a lot of work because we haven't played together for a long time, and the musicians, they're all involved in all kind of different projects. But I think that's still possible to happen someday. Why not? What you mean to me? On the promo for sure, because since we were starting to tour in March 2020, I put a lot of promotion, a lot of posters in some magazines in England, in the UK, in classic. I put some ads in Classic Rock magazine, in Prog magazine, HRH, all kind of ads that I put in a couple of months before March 2020, and obviously that didn't have any use because everything was cancelled. As for the sales, I don't know, I guess people were still... Obviously you sell less because you're not on tour, so you're not promoting the album. So basically I released at the end of 2019, I released The Answer, and there was supposed to be 35 dates to promote it, and we only did 3 or 4, and then everything stopped. So of course, we would have sold more records, but... So we're doing The Answer tour right now, 2 years after the release.
And is it a big tour this time?
Yeah, it's quite big, and the highlight was that we got to play at Shepherd's Bush Empire in London, and that was in September, and it was just 2 or 3 weeks after the UK removed the quarantine for French people. That there was a quarantine for 1 year and a half, I think. And actually, when we got there, everybody told us that we were the first French band, the first foreign band that was able to cross the border, because nobody was. Actually, we were on the ferry. There was 10 cars. Usually it's hundreds, maybe thousands, and there was 10 cars on the ferry because nobody was going there. Because with all the COVID stuff, it's complicated. With Brexit, it's complicated. And we got there, we didn't even know exactly how we were going to cross because of Brexit and stuff. And in the end, everything went fine, and we managed to play in this mythical, legendary venue in London, the Shepherd's Bush Empire, where The Who has played, the Rolling Stones have played, David Bowie has played, Prince has played. So it was very emotional first that we were able to get there. And we played a great concert there. And so we got booked for a tour next March, so in March 22, and we have 11 dates altogether. So the streaming, well, I guess it was nice, especially during the first lockdown because everybody was at home. So I did some concerts from home, but at some point it gets always to be the same thing. So, and then when we were able to go out again at the end of the lockdown, I went into 3 or 4 bars that are usually booking us in Lyon, and I told them they were still closed. It was in May 2020. I told them, if you want, we can come and play a small short concert for you, and you can put it on your Facebook or put it on your Instagram. So we did, I think Mary and I, as a duo, we did 3 or 4 concerts like this. So at least it was not at home. There was no audience, but it was from a real stage. I think it's nice to do, but you cannot stay like this for a long time, because after a while it's always, you're making one concert in your kitchen, one in your bedroom, one in your living room. Then it's about, okay. But all my fans know my apartment now.
Yeah, I saw on the internet that you struggled really hard during the lockdown to play some live shows.
Yeah, in the beginning I didn't want to do it because everybody was doing it, and I'm really a stage person, and playing live from my place, from my home, is not a big thrill for me. But then I got a lot of messages from people, especially the people in the UK, because they were really expecting us in March, and they all had their ticket and stuff, and they were like, oh, we had the ticket, we were supposed to come to the show, and we want to see something, we want to hear you. So I started to say, okay, I'm going to play a couple of songs and see if that raises interest. And then the first one I did, there was like, I think almost 500 people that were online, and I was like, whoa, I'm alone at home in front of 500 people or something like this. So I thought, so that's why we did, Mary and I, we did, I think, maybe 4 or 5 together. But I think that's enough now. I'm glad to be back on stage. I did write about an hour of new music, and the lyrics, the main theme are related to COVID, I guess, or to at least the whole strange situation that we've been all living in for the last couple of years. So at the moment I have about 1 hour music that's ready to be recorded, and we're going to start recording it soon. Universe created me. Nature and diversity spread all around, between the mountains and the seas. transforms ourselves out of the rain and crystal frost. I guess it's a mix of both because I like both. So it's classic rock that lasts for 15 minutes with a lot of time signature changes and key changes. And actually tonight at Bus Palladium we're going to play one of these. So it's a totally new song, and we only played it a couple of times in September when we started touring in England, and we're going to play it tonight, so for the first time here in France. It's a song that I co-wrote with my new guitar player, Bart, and it's kind of a song about ecology. You know, it's the big subject at the moment. Everybody's like, you know, ecology, the planet, and what do we have to do with the planet and stuff. And Bart is really into ecology and, you know, that kind of stuff. And he told me we should write a song, because we wrote the music together, and then I told him, what is this song going to be about? Because we had a great riff, great music. It's like a 10-minute song or something. And he said, I want to do something about ecology, about that man is hurting the planet and stuff like that. And then I thought, I'm not the good person to do that, because I'm the one driving a lot of kilometers in my car to go on gigs. I'm part of the problem, clearly. I don't want to be a hypocrite and say, oh, we should not do this, we should not do that, because I'm clearly part of the problem, like everybody. Everybody's consuming, everybody's buying things that comes from China and everywhere, so that contributes to the whole problem. But then I thought, what would be interesting is to write it from the perspective of the planet Earth. So it's not Franck Carducci who's going to say to people, we should not pollute, we should do some effort for this and that. It's the planet Earth that is complaining about what man is doing to her. And in this case, I'm perfectly fine with singing something, because it's not Franck Carducci trying to give a lesson to people. It's the planet. And so I wrote the lyrics on the perspective of planet Earth. And it's called The Betrayal of Blue, which means it tells the story of how the planet Blue has been betrayed by man. And I think it's a pretty interesting subject, even though I'm totally part of the problem. Oddity as a vinyl was not something that I planned to do, but I guess it's my debut album, and there's some emotional thing going around it, and a lot of people, they were asking me, are you going to release it on vinyl? Are you going to release it on vinyl? And I was like, no, there's no plan to re-release an old album. And then I realized it was almost 10 years after the release, so I thought maybe for a 10-year anniversary, maybe we can do something like this. And I got a lot of requests, so I thought, okay, I'm going to do it, but you know, it's quite expensive to do that, and I didn't really plan to make any profit from it. I just wanted to do it for the fans, so I did a really limited series. I think it was 250, and yeah, I think it went quite well. There's a few left, not much, not many.
Quel plaisir! Vous pouvez pas savoir le plaisir d'être de retour ici à Paris, d'être de retour ici au Bus Palladium.